Welcome to the first ever episode of Ball Knowers Anonymous, the Ball Knowers podcast, whatever you want to call it. Look, it's real ball knowing for the real ball knower. If you're here, you're probably addicted to knowing ball, and that's okay. Look, I'm not really sure what my plan for this is going to be. I'm going to have an agenda every time I come on here. Am I going to follow the agenda? I don't know. Maybe. But I like to get off into my tangents and whatnot, so probably not. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what happens. All I know is I just want to make more content. You know, video content. I just want to make more of it. Whether it's like short form, like TikTok shorts, whatever, just like little 2-minute things I post on Twitter every once in a while, like, or long form content like podcasts like I'm doing right now, or just like like longer YouTube videos, whatever it is. I want to get more content out to you guys, just because it's fun, man. I want to find more ways to interact with you besides just typing words on a screen. Like, it's fun. We can all get out there and have some fun on the internet, on Twitter, whatever. But like typing stuff, responding to quotes, responding to this, whatever. It's cool. But I want to get more video content out there. Just like I said, find more ways to interact with people. And really, I want to show off my personality. I think I'm pretty cool. I think I'm awesome. Am I biased? Sure, probably, but I think I'm pretty cool, and I want to show off more of myself to you guys, and just try to connect with more people, try to connect with you all a little more than I hopefully already do, right? Look. Like I said, every episode is going to have some sort of an agenda, and every episode is going to have a savant page to my left. I had to pause there for a second, because to my right. I got it wrong. It's to my right. I'm pointing to my left. This is my left for me, but it's to my right on screen. And every episode is going to have a savant page. You can go ahead and guess whose savant page it is in the comments. If you get it right, you don't win anything. There's no prize, but like you can just be like, I know ball. It's that guy. Today's savant page is a pitcher. So there you go. That's the only hint you'll get. I'll tell you if it's a hitter or a pitcher. Today's savant page is a pitcher. Go ahead, drop the comments who you think it is below. I'm on my left here. You'll see my personal Twitter _24kin and at BallKnowersAnon. That is the Ball Knowers Twitter account. Today's episode is all going to be centered around how can the Yankees make it back to the World Series. Pretty simple, right? Here's the agenda. Starting off, we're going to talk a little bit about Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger. When I originally put this agenda together, Kyle Tucker hadn't been traded yet, so this first topic is probably going to be super quick. Then we're going to talk about the rest of the offseason, other free agents, other players that are available. And then the third topic, time is running out. This is for the Yankees. Time is running out for the Yankees. If you want to win a World Series, you probably have to do it in the next 2, maybe 3 seasons. Aaron Judge is 33. Garrett Cole is in his mid-30s. Giancarlo Stanton is in his mid-30s. Time is running out for this team to win a championship. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, we missed out on this guy. We missed out on that guy. Let's just wait till next year's free agency class." No, there's no time. There's no time. You cannot do that when your elite players are getting as old as Aaron Judge and Cole and Stanton are getting. Final topics we will get to is questions. Right? I should change what this topic is called. I should call it, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Because that's what I'm going to post. I posted on Twitter, what do you want to talk about? Drop me some questions for the podcast. That's going to be the fourth thing on our agenda. What do you want to talk about? What questions did you ask me? We got some good ones in there, so I am excited to get to those. Without further ado, first topic. Hey, Kyle Tucker, man, got traded to the Cubs. Now, I don't love this move really at all for the Cubs. I might just be a bitter Yankee fan. And look, I am a little bit of a bitter Yankee fan. I wanted Kyle Tucker, but at the same time, I don't understand this move for the Cubs because it's well known that the Cubs want to offload salary, and in turn, they're going to be offloading talent that can help them win right now. That talent beating guys like Cody Bellinger, Seiya Suzuki, Isaac Paredes, who was in this Kyle Tucker trade. So you're going to offload all this salary and all this talent while you bring in arguably a top 10 player it feels counterproductive. It feels like we're running in place. So my whole point here is if your corresponding moves after bringing in Kyle Tucker aren't based on making your team better, or if your corresponding moves are just going to make your team worse, why did you bring in Kyle Tucker? You get what I'm going for? You understand what I'm going for? Okay, cool. The other thing I wanted to talk about here, it was reported that the Yankees didn't want to trade Luis Gil. Jack Curry said the Yankees didn't want to trade Luis Gil. We're not sure if this is true or not because other people have said that Luis Gil was on the table. He was 100% available. But if it's true that Luis Gil was not available in a trade, that's just stupid, man. That's just so dumb, man. Like I said, we got to be good right now. Right now, we got to be good. And don't get me wrong, Luis Gil, he's pretty good. He just won Rookie of the Year. He just had a 3.50 ERA over 150 plus innings. I don't know what the exact number is, but he was good. But he's your 4-starter. Right now, he is your 4-starter. Maybe even your 5-starter. So let's take the names out of it. Luis Gil, Kyle Tucker, take the names out of it. Luis Gil, I just said take the names out of it. Take the names out of it. Would you trade your 4th, maybe 5th starter? Yes, with 5 more years left of control for a top 10 player in baseball. No, you wouldn't? I don't know if I agree with that one. I don't think I agree with that one at all, actually. Luis Gil should have been on the table. Now, look, we don't even know if the Astros would have traded with the Yankees. It's also been reported that they just weren't going to trade with the Yankees at all. But you're not giving yourself a chance by not putting the best possible offer you can forward. Right? We can all agree with that? Cool. Next thing, Cody Bellinger. I'm not going to get too deep on Cody Bellinger talk because he is a big part of this episode. There's a couple questions about him, and then he's a part of another topic as well. But Cody Bellinger, that's probably the next move for the Yankees, whether you like it or not. That's probably a move they make. Put him in left field. He'll be an above-average defender. He'll be a marginally above-average bat. It's a lot better than Alex Verdugo. That's as far as I'll go with that right now. Just right now, though. Look, topic number 2. The rest of the offseason. So we're talking about Christian Walker. We're talking about Gleyber Torres. I am going to go on a Gleyber Torres tangent because if you follow me on Twitter, you know that there's probably not a bigger Gleyber Torres fan out there than me. And if there is, I want to be best friends with whoever is because they know ball. But look, we're going to talk about Christian Walker. Now, hopefully the screen isn't blinding. Maybe I'll try to find a better way to show Savant pages in the future. But as of right now, this is what we're going with. Hopefully the screen is not blinding you. If not, turn your brightness down. Sorry, because you're going to have a lot of this. So just want to get that out there now. There's going to be a lot of bright screens like this. I don't know if there's any like night mode on what do I use? Opera GX. I don't know if there's any night mode. Okay, who cares? Who cares? Christian Walker. He mashes baseballs. Absolutely destroys baseballs. I mean, you can see it right now. Average exit velocity, hard hit percentage, barrel percentage, everything. He absolutely mashes baseballs. He is one of the best defenders in the sport. And probably the best defender overall at the first base position. He's an incredible player. He probably puts up three WAR next season. I know he just put up 3 WAR this season. But actually, if you put him in a park like Yankee Stadium, he probably puts up higher than a 3 WAR. And the thing that I love about Christian Walker. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to talk about that yet. But Christian Walker's still out there. He's great. We know he's really good. Yankees, I think this is a guy they have to bring in. There was talks that they were very close to a deal, but then draft picks concerns came up. The Yankees knew that already. They knew that. I don't buy it. I think they're gonna circle back around to Christian Walker. I think that's necessary. I really want to talk about Gleyber Torres. Look. Gleyber Torres is a good player. I will not stand For any more Gleyber Torres hate, anyone saying, I don't want to bring that guy back, that guy's lazy. Get that lazy bonehead off my team. That guy stinks. That guy, shut up. You're wrong. You're wrong. Ever since Gleyber Torres became the leadoff hitter, this is the last 37 games of the regular season. And look, I don't like base stats too much. I just hit my mic. I don't like base face level stats too much, but Gleyber Torres, 314 on base percent. No, I'm lying. 314 batting average, 386 on base percentage, with a 455 slugging and an 842 OPS. This is what I'm pulling out off the top of my head. I had it up earlier, trying to see if I remembered that correctly. Yes, 455 slugging and 842 OPS in the leadoff position. So he was elite at getting on base, just like you want from your leadoff hitter. And then he had a great run in the postseason all the way throughout, the World Series. Again, just elite at getting on base, working counts, seeing pitches. So Gleyber Torres, he's a dude. If we brought him back right now, your team's better. Your team is better. I can live with some of the defensive mistakes when I have Gleyber Torres doing what he does at the top of the lineup. And then on top of this, Yankee fans always talk about, oh, you got to perform when it matters most. You got to do this in October. You got to do this. This player doesn't do this in the playoffs, or they don't. Gleyber Torres has a career 795 OPS in the playoffs. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want to see? I digress. I don't even know how I got on this topic. Oh, because he's a free agent, so it's a relevant topic. But that's really gonna do it for the first two topics. I don't even know why I really put them on there. I could have probably lumped them into everything at once. But let's get into the Yankees. Time is running out. Look, like I said earlier, I've seen people talk about the Yankees and, oh, we didn't get this guy, we didn't get that guy, we should just move on, and next season we can go and get better. But but let's 2025, let's just punt the year away. You can't do that with the age of the roster, with the age of some of your best players right now. Let's be honest, guys. We're probably looking at a Yankees team that in the late 2020s isn't that good. Aaron Judge by that time is in his late 30s. Garrett Cole is either off the team or, late 30s, almost 40. Giancarlo Stanton's probably gone. Obviously, we don't know who we could draft, who we could sign in that time frame, but just based on the trajectory of this team, by the time 2027, 2028 comes around, you're way out of Aaron Judge's prime. Garrett Cole, like I said, either isn't good or his contract's up, so he's not even on the team anymore. You get what I'm saying? This team will not be that good in the late 2020s with the current trajectory. So time is running out. There's no time to waste. I don't care how ugly any contracts are for a plan B with the Yankees. You got to win right now. This is the only time you can really win. First move, like I said, I mentioned him already. Christian Walker needs to be a Yankee. He's too good to not be a Yankee. Like, we already went over it. 80th percentile or better in xWOBA, expected slugging, average exit velocity, barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, bat speed. Everything you want out of a first baseman, he is. You want your first baseman to mash? Christian Walker mashes. On top of that, he doesn't chase often. K percentage, whatever. I don't care about strikeouts. Do I look like the type of guy that cares about strikeouts? Don't disrespect me like that. Come on now. But walk percentage, he walks 10% of the time. And we already mentioned plays elite defense. But like I said, probably the best defensive first baseman in the league. Now, the nice thing about Christian Walker is he does pull baseballs. This is his hit spray chart here in 2024. He does pull baseballs. But he just has elite power. And Christian Walker is the type of guy, he's gonna be able to hit home runs to all parts of the field. I think you put him in Yankee Stadium, and here's something interesting. Something interesting, right? According to Baseball Savant, Christian Walker would have hit 25 home runs in Yankee Stadium compared to the 26 that he hit overall last season. I'm not really sure how that works. I know they factor in, park factor, the height of the wall, distance, and stuff like that. I guess, yeah, he does hit a lot of his home runs to like that left center area. But a guy like Christian Walker, he can, like I said, he can take the ball to all fields with authority, right? This is a tremendous power bat. I think him playing in Yankee Stadium, where he can easily hit a home run wherever he wants, I think he easily crosses that 30 home run threshold once again. And Boost is already great, 800 OPS to maybe an 820, which is obviously, that's what we like to see. It's beautiful. I feel like I had something else to say about Christian Walker, but I just completely forgot. Like, I actually just lost it. It was right there. It was in my head. It was right there. Walker's projected to have a 119 WRC plus. We'll actually pull up FanGraphs for this part of things. Assuming it wants to load for me for whatever reason. I love all the pop-ups on FanGraphs. There's just 1,000 ads on here. There we go. Christian Walker is up. 119 WRC plus is what he is projected. They are projecting a slight decrease in production in terms of, slugging. I mean, in terms of everything, really, on base percentage. Now, the thing that I don't understand at all is they're projecting him to be negative defensively. How? He was just at a 1.3 defensive value here on FanGraphs in 2024. How are they projecting him to be this terrible? And they're projecting for a 2.6 or a 2.5 WAR. I just don't see it. I think he hits 3 WAR once again. The biggest concern with Christian Walker, and I'm gonna jump scare you guys real quick. The biggest concern with Christian Walker easily has to be his age, right? He's going into his age 34 season, and we've seen guys that mash the baseball suddenly stink just out of nowhere when they once they cross a certain age. Now, I don't want to say I just knocked over one of my action figures. That's tough. I don't want to say this is going to happen, but you know who else was really, really good and absolutely destroyed baseballs before coming to the Yankees? I know. It's dramatic. I know I'm being dramatic right now, but Josh Donaldson, 2021, I mean, this is him with the Braves. He hit 21 home runs. He walked a ton. He just absolutely destroyed the ball. He was not chasing. And then he came to the Yankees, and just everything fell off, and he couldn't touch the baseball, and the K percentage went up, and the whiff rates went up, and it just didn't really make much sense. And then he was out of the league. Again, I'm not saying this will happen to Christian Walker, but if I did have one concern about Christian Walker, it would be just that he's getting old. Right? And I think that's a fair concern to have. But you bring him in 3 years, right around $20 million. There's your first baseman. And you have one of the best first basemen in the league, just right there. That's one of next guy. I'm forgetting how to talk. The next move, polarizing player. And look, these aren't like crazy. I'm not thinking too deep here with these moves. So hopefully nobody thinks that. Anyways, I just feel like based on where we're at, based on who's available, these are the moves that make the most sense and are the most realistic at the same time. I think you bring in Alex Bregman. And I know Alex Bregman he's polarizing for a few different reasons. One, obviously, he plays for the Astros. So there's a large percentage of the fan base who's going to be upset just because of that. But he also doesn't hit the ball quite as hard as he used to. I mean, if we go back to, I'm actually lying. He never hit the ball hard. I don't know a ball. No. He's known for some people to be a Crawford box merchant. And I get it. Look at his spray chart here. All these home runs right here. These are the Crawford boxes in Minute Maid Park. So I get it. I understand. You think if you take Alex Bregman out of Minute Maid Park, he's not hitting as many home runs as he did. I understand. Here's what I say. I think Alex Bregman plays just fine in Yankee Stadium, not just because of pulled fly balls, right? We all know, like, left center in Yankee Stadium is large. But Alex Bregman pulls fly balls. Like, he's not hitting them to left center. He is hitting them to left field. He is hitting the ball towards the foul pole. Yankee Stadium is only 318 down the line and left. And I know there's a way, if I really wanted to overlay his hit chart with another stadium. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do that. I don't know ball. No, I've never actually tried to do it. I never cared enough to do it. Then another thing with Alex Bregman that I think immediately improves his OPS, probably 20 points off rip, is he only walked 6.9 nice percent in 2024 compared to in past seasons. We have 12.7%. We have 13.3%. We have 11%. And in all these years here, right, in 2023, he's not whiffing. He's not chasing. In 2022, he's not whiffing. He's not chasing. Then you go up to 2024. Okay, he chased a little bit more, but he's still not whiffing. So why did his walk rate get cut in half? I think this is a player who walks closer to 10% of the time again and bumps that 315 on base percentage up to more of like a 340. And if you're rocking a 340, that OPS jumps up another 20, 25 spots, and you're closer to an 800 OPS player again, and one of the best third basemen in the league when you factor in the elite defense as well. I think Bregman, I think he makes too much sense. And then, of course, this moves Jazz Chisholm over to second base. The last move that I think it just makes sense, guys. It just makes sense. Go trade for Cody Bellinger. And the reason it makes sense is because you're going to put him in left field. Left field is known to be probably the hardest spot to play in Yankee Stadium. You're going to put a good defender in left field. He's going to be better than Alex Verdugo was out there, and he's going to be better than Alex Verdugo was at the plate. Look, consider this, right? We don't have to go get, like, how do I word this? We don't have to go acquire a bunch of guys that can go for 120, 130 WRC plus. We just have to be better than Alex Verdugo, and we'll win more games, which is a very, very low bar to be set. And Cody Bellinger is probably 20 or 30% better than Alex Verdugo. I've seen way too many comparisons to people saying, oh, Cody Bellinger is just Verdugo but tall. No, not at all. There's one huge difference here. And the huge difference, right? Look, neither of them hit the ball particularly hard. Neither of them are necessarily great at picking the right pitches to swing at. But Cody Bellinger hits the ball in the air. Cody Bellinger pulls fly balls. If you're not using this site, I'm about to show you, by the way. If you're not using, it's called the Realist Muto. Shown to me by my guy, Ryan Garcia ESM. If you don't follow him, you should. He's another very smart baseball mind. Just really knows his stuff. Knows what he's talking about. We're looking at percentile rankings for hitters. Cody Bellinger is in the 89th percentile at pulled fly ball percentage. He is elite at pulling the ball in the air. Now, we always talk about, you'll hear people talk about this a lot, and you've heard people talk about this a lot in the past 5-6 years. Oh, the Yankees just need that lefty bat, that big power lefty bat, right? To take advantage of that short porch over in right field. This is that bat. He's not going to mash the baseball. He's not going to have crazy hard hit rates, but he's going to pull the ball in the air to the short porch in right field. And if we look at Cody Bellinger, the 18 home runs that he hit in 2024 would have been 24 home runs in Yankee Stadium. If he played all of his games in Yankee Stadium, he hits 24 home runs. With that being said, if you add 6 home runs to Cody Bellinger's season in 2024, I don't know, what do you boost his OPS? 30 points? Right? Maybe you're a little closer to an 800. The slugging is up a lot more. You guys understand what I'm saying. Do I love Cody Bellinger? No, I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I think he's better than a lot of people out there are making him to be. And he makes your team better right now. He pulls the ball in the air, and that's beautiful. On top of that, if you're getting, say, a 110 WRC plus and above average defense in left field, he's probably putting up, 3 WAR. That's just a guess. Let's take a look at his projections for next season. Cody Bellinger, whenever this wants to load, there we go. Cody Bellinger in 2025. Please load. You're making me look stupid here. I'm just waiting for things to happen. All right. Cody Bellinger in 2025, he is projected a 110 WRC plus. Okay. Cool. They're projecting him to slug decently, get on base decently. They're not saying he's going to have a great defense, which, okay, sure, that's fine. I think he's going to be better than a -5 player or -5 like defensive value. I think he's definitely better than that. But either way, he's projected a 2.2 WAR. And this is Steamer projections right here. Steamer has him at 2.1, but either way, 2.1, 2.2, really, you get what I'm saying. 20 home runs. If he plays in Yankee Stadium, I'll bet you his projections change. If he gets traded, I want everybody to remember this. If Cody Bellinger gets traded to the Yankees, I want to come back to this page. We're all going to come back to this page and see how his projections change. I bet you they change a decent amount just because playing at Yankee Stadium would be great for him. I know, like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to make him sound like he's great. He's not great. He's pretty good. He makes your team better right now. And with these moves, you put together a very, very good lineup. Alex Bregman becomes your leadoff man, and Aaron Judge goes back to hitting in the 2-hole because that's where your best hitter should hit. Let's be real here. It's where your best hitter should hit. Bregman's going to get on base. Aaron Judge is going to drive him in. Simple as that. Cody Bellinger in your 3 spot. Your 3 spot is probably where you put your 5th or 6th best hitter. Cody Bellinger is going to slot into that spot. Why do you put your 5th best, or why do you put not your best hitter in the 3 spot? Reason being is no spot comes up to the plate with 2 outs and no one on base more than the 3 spot. It's just a fact. So I'm never gonna put my best hitter there. That's just how I operate. Number 4, we're gonna have Christian Walker. He's become a big masher. Giancarlo Stanton, Jazz Chisholm, Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells, and Anthony Volpe. This just gives you a lineup from top to bottom with no holes. And this is assuming that everyone hits their projected WRC+. That's what's in parentheses there. Their position and their projected WRC+. For those that don't know, I'm assuming everyone who's here probably knows. But if you don't know, WRC+, 100 is average. Anything above that is above average. So, for example, Aaron Judge is considered to be 70 or is projected to be 70% better than the average hitter next season. This is a great lineup, guys. And look, my main goal when putting together a plan B for the Yankees, or just like who I want the Yankees to acquire, was being a team that is absolutely elite at run prevention. So we're talking, pitching, fielding, and then say top 10 at scoring runs. And I think this lineup will be better than top 10 at scoring runs. And you also have elite defense. I mean, your corner defenders, Alex Bregman and Christian Walker, that's incredible. Jazz Chisholm moving back to second base, going to be incredible. We already know how good Austin Wells and Anthony Volpe are. Aaron Judge moving back to right field. He's going to be a plus defender there. Really, the biggest question mark is Jason Dominguez. But having him in center field instead of left field, where, like I said, we all know left field is the hardest spot to play in Yankee Stadium, that's going to help Jason Dominguez out, being in center instead of left. You're going to have an elite defensive team that can be top 10 and putting up runs and give you over 90 wins, I think, easily. There's one other move I want the Yankees to do, and it's in their starting pitching rotation. I'm not going to talk about the bullpen at all. And reason being is this. Matt Blake could literally pick up anyone ever. Anyone. Any person in the history of life, Matt Blake could take them and make them a quality reliever. So I'm not even going to talk about who I want them to pick up in the pen. There's just no point. There's no point whatsoever. But I want the Yankees to sign Walker Buehler. And the reason being is he looked great in the playoffs. The stuff was there. The fastball velo was there. I know he hasn't been particularly great in recent years, but he's been battling, a ton of injuries. I think you put Walker Buehler, you put him with Matt Blake, and you have someone who is capable of maybe not necessarily being elite anymore, but still being very good. I mean, even last season, coming back from injury, he was, managing contact fairly well. The average exit velocity isn't too high. The ground ball rate is good. Hard hit rate is just a little above average, and he's not getting barreled too often. Also, not walking too many guys, so you love to see that as well. The biggest issue is just that he's not missing bats. So nobody's chasing, nobody's whiffing, and he's not striking anyone out. Now, the stuff looked better in the playoffs, and I think you get Walker Buehler working with Matt Blake. I think you can fix all that. You can bring all that back up. Now, is he going to be as good as he was back in 2021 when he posted a pretty much a 2.5 ERA? I don't think so. But if you can get Walker Buehler, match him with Matt Blake, I think you have a guy who can put up under a 4. And if you're putting up under a 4 ERA and you're in that 4th or 5th spot, you're doing something right. You have an elite rotation if your 4th or 5th starter is putting up numbers like that. With that being said, a Yankees 2025 Plan B rotation would go something like this. Now, I made this Plan B before. I made this Plan B when I thought Luis Gil was going to be traded. So he's not included here. But if he was included here, it would go Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon. Luis Gil would be the 4 starter. And then 5 would be Walker Buehler / Clark Schmidt. I think both of those guys work as starters or long relievers. So I think you put both of them in that 5 spot. And you have an elite rotation. The rotation is absolutely elite, and it goes back to the point that I just made. When it comes to this 2025 Yankees team, I want them to go all in on run prevention, absolutely all in on run prevention, and then just be good offensively. Be somewhere around that top 10 range offensively with elite run prevention, and I think you have a team that puts up 95 wins. And I think you're easily the best team in the American League. I think this Plan B right here, you are the best team in the American League. Can you debate it? Sure. Go ahead. You can debate it. You can debate it all you want. That's just what I'm seeing. That's what I'm thinking. I like it. I don't know. Next topic. We're running at about 34 minutes here. I want these podcasts to be around 40 minutes long, so this is pretty good. Last topic of the day. What do you want to talk about? What are your questions? Anything that you want to hear me yap about? Like I said, we got some good ones. This first one, when I first read it, wrong one. When I first read this question from Yankees Files here, if you don't follow the Yankees Files guys, you should. They know ball. They know what they're talking about. So he said, project a win total for the Yankees roster as it currently stands. And when I first read this question, I was like, wow, I haven't had a single thought as to how good or bad I think the Yankees are right now in this exact moment. Like I just haven't thought about it whatsoever. But my first thing that I wanted to check was FanGraphs and their projected WAR for this upcoming season. FanGraphs has the Yankees. Here's some AT&T fiber. You need some Wi-Fi. FanGraphs projects the Yankees to have the third highest WAR in the league as the team stands right now. As the team stands right now, this moment, they say, hey, the Yankees are the third best team in the league by WAR. That's pretty good. FanGraphs is usually pretty good at this type of thing too. If they say a team's going to be good, they're usually pretty right about it. Now, here's the only issue I have with it. Because looking at this team right now, they're only behind the Dodgers and Braves. They're right in line with the Orioles. They're better than the Mets, Twins. So based on these teams right here, it probably already thinks the Yankees are winning 95 games. And that I'm not quite sure I agree with. And the main reason being is this team here, they're projecting DJ LeMahieu to get a meaningful amount of at-bats. They think Oswald Peraza is going to get a meaningful amount of at-bats. They think Oswaldo Cabrera is getting a meaningful amount of at-bats. Trent Grisham as well, which I don't hate Trent Grisham, but Everson Pereira as well. Don't hate him either, but you get what I'm saying. So there's some guys in here that drag this team down a little bit. So FanGraphs thinks, hey, this is already a really good team. They're probably mid-90s win. Now, I think if I were to safely place this Yankees team somewhere as it stands right now, look, they just got Devin Williams. They have an elite rotation. They've already completed the elite at run prevention part. I just don't know how much I would love the lineup as it stands. With that being said, I think safely I can say they'd win like 87 games and fight for a wild card spot. Ooh, I just lost my voice. They'd win 87 games and fight for a wild card spot. I think that's a fair spot to put if the Yankees made no more moves, I think that's a fair spot to put them. Second question. This is why I didn't talk too much about Cody Bellinger earlier. I think this is a pretty good question from my guy Nick here. If you don't follow Nick, I think you should. He's a pretty cool guy as well. He said, on a scale from 1 to 10, how valid is my hatred of Cody Bellinger, the baseball player? Well, here's the thing. Almost everything in life has nuance, or everything in life has context to it, right? I think there's like three different ways to answer your question here, Nick. The first one would be, if Cody Bellinger is the best. I'm gonna change what I'm on. I think if Cody Bellinger is the best bat you pick up, like 100% the best bat you pick up, then I completely understand hating Cody Bellinger, because that just should not be. Like, you're like valid. You deserve. How do I word this? Your hatred is completely understood. But if Cody Bellinger, like for example, what I just put together, if he's the third best hitter you pick up, okay, I think we can relax. I think it's okay. If he's the third best hitter you pick up, I think it's okay. I think you can easily live with that. Now, if you just wanted one answer overall, look, man, if you don't follow Nick, he hates Cody Bellinger. Like, and he hates Cody Bellinger strictly from the standpoint of, like, he's not hitting the ball hard, he's not mashing, and things of that nature. But I think at some point, I think we need to look at okay, does he mash? No. Okay, but what like well where does he hit the ball? Because you can look at a guy like Cody Bellinger or even a guy like Isaac Paredes who was absolutely killing it when he was on the Rays, right? But Paredes hates hitting the ball hard. He's anti hit the ball hard, but he pulled fly balls in the air and hit 30 home runs every year when he was on the Rays. It's why he's going to hit 30 home runs next season with the Astros, and it's why Cody Bellinger will probably hit 25 home runs with the Yankees next season, assuming he's a Yankee. So, like I said, there's nuance, there's context. Just hating Cody Bellinger and thinking he's not a good player, I think that's wrong. I think you're probably at like a 3 or 2 in terms of how valid your hatred is. But if Cody Bellinger is the best bat the Yankees pick up and you absolutely hate him, okay, I understand. You're like a 10. Not, I mean, maybe not a 10, but you get what I'm saying. There's nuance to the question that I think is important to look into a little bit. We got 2 more questions, both from my guy Andrew here. First question, we're not going to go too deep on. What are your thoughts on the Cody Bellinger haters? Pretty much all that I just said. It depends on the context of the hate. If you just hate him and think he's an awful player and he sucks, he's terrible, you're not right. I don't think you're right. Yeah. But if you are like, I would hate him if that's the best bat I picked up this offseason, yeah, I understand that. I completely get hating him. We're going to go right into Andrew's last question, though. Would you be happy with this offseason? Max Fried, Christian Walker, Cody Bellinger, Tim Hill, and Tommy Kahnle. Yeah. I think if this was your offseason, I think you're perfectly capable of winning 90 games and making a playoff spot. You have an elite bullpen. You have good defense with Walker and Bellinger. And I'm not going to say you get better offensively, but the offense is better than what it looks like right now. I would love a third bat in this scenario. I would definitely love a third bat in this scenario. Let's see, you brought in a first baseman and a left fielder. I would love to bring in a second baseman. That's like the biggest concern here is who's playing second base for this team. Now, I know you asked this question before Caleb Durbin got traded. You asked this on the 12th, which was yesterday as I'm recording this. But I would say with this, I would need to see a second baseman brought in. But overall, yeah, I'd be pretty happy with it. Not sure if those are my favorite relief names. Tim Hill's, is he still going to be good? I don't know. There's sometimes when it comes to reliever, I'm like, are they actually good or did they just go on a Linsanity run? I'm not sure. But Kahnle, obviously, still good as well. I think I'd be pretty happy with it. Like I said, I think this is like a 90-win team that is competing for the playoffs. With that being said, we are running at right about 43 minutes. Which I wanted to be right around 40 minutes when recording these, so that's pretty good. It's pretty spot on. Guys, let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think. I think this went pretty well. I think this went pretty good. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully you all did too. Hopefully hopefully you I don't know. Hopefully you had a good time. Look, follow my personal Twitter, that's _24kin. Follow Ball Knowers Anonymous Twitter, that is at BallKnowersAnon. Let me know who this Savant page is. Who is this? Tell me. And yeah, I want to do these podcasts once a week along with other content as well. Hey, this is Kin. Get out of here. Go do something else. Go have fun. Go do things.